Hello. So basically, since I moved into this new place a few days ago, the lesson I've been in the process of learning again and again in multiple different forms is that you just kind of gotta do it. You gotta just trust and operate in a greater sense of faith and knowing that you'll be cared for. So I thought I'd just kind of talk about that a bit. Maybe it'll help me figure it out or take that leap of faith. Because that's ultimately all it is. It is truly the lesson is learned by just making the choice to do it. I find that so funny that I'm working out, trying to come at it from a specific angle. All I'm really going to end up doing is making the choice. Yes, now this is the way I want to act. And just reaping the benefits. Because it's not like I don't know the lesson is true. The whole thing is I keep being taught that. My bed finally arrived yesterday, and I spent most of last evening putting that together, probably from 4 p.m. to close to 1 a.m. Way longer than it should have taken. Genuinely segments of hours where I was just stressing and overthinking, putting pieces together of being like, this one thing isn't locking. It's not locking into place, right? I'm going to mess this all up. I wasted all this money, all of this stuff. Truly doing the definition of insanity, just trying again and again, locking and unlocking. Maybe it'll work this time, maybe it will work this time. Of course it didn't, because magic isn't real. But still we try. And then problems like that would continue to manifest. The entire time in the back of my head, I'm being told, hey, you know that you're taken care of. You know it will be okay. You know everything is happening the way it should, and if something is meant to happen, something is just going to happen. But having the whole well, wouldn't that be nice if that were true? Because faith's funny like that. Whatever it's gone. It's so easy to to completely invalidate. So you get stuck in this, well, no. That would be nice in theory, but no. Just stuck, suffering. Inevitably accepting the fact that, okay, I messed up, it won't go together. I guess it's gonna fall apart and whatever. Accepting the reality of the situation, that you can't just lock again and again, and eventually it'll work. And of course, if it wasn't clear, by the time I put the bed together, all the pieces in place, and tried one last time, all of the pieces did lock together. All of them did fit. It was okay. Obviously, I knew that. I knew that the entire time. Yet for whatever reason, the decision wasn't made to believe. It's from this side of the glass, it's so easy to see the self-inflicted pain. It is illuminating in that sense. If nothing else, it is interesting that I would have once considered the situation I'm in suffering. I'm failing to learn a lesson. I spent my entire night doing a menial task. But on some level, it's funny because you do know where you really are. You do know that you are taken care of. So like you can enjoy the moment. It's like layers on top of each other. I can't really explain it because the whole struggle is I don't believe. I don't have that faith. I'm in the process of learning this lesson of faith. And for so much of my life, that would seem like a negative. Like like that's a painful thing. Learning that you're doing the wrong thing is painful. But there's another level at which, like the nerves have calmed. Like the actual overarching vibe of everything have calmed to the sense that like there is no more true suffering, and like the moment you actually like slow down, you can see that, like you can enjoy every moment. But at the same time, you you can spend so much of your energy focused on trying to learn what you already know. Does that make sense? I feel like I just spoke in circles. But I know all of this. Like I do. Why do I keep having to try to convince myself? I think that's kind of that's where they get you, so to speak. Is that like so much of the time I'm convinced, I'm good at convincing myself that like I am doing something wrong. Like that there's something that needs to be fixed, something that needs to be done better. Like I am so programmed for that to be something that I always need to be doing. I always need to be improving. Like I need to be sharpening the sword. Like you never know when like the surprise test is gonna come. Like, have you been good enough? Have you done all the right things? Judgment's coming. Like you better watch out. You better like have something to say about it. That's not what this is. There is no final test. I think that's that's the thing that clearly I needed to hear. That's the thing that I didn't know before making this video, or I did know, but I didn't realize I needed to hear. There is no test. Like all of this, you gotta get better, you gotta get better. This has to be different. It's just that. It's just because it's about spiritual stuff does not mean that it's valid. Like any sense of lack is invalid. You know that. You know that. You shouldn't ever be listening to an argument saying you need to improve in any specific way. You can change however you'd like to, but you are never lacking in anything you do. You are always being perfect because that's the only thing you can be, because that's the only thing you are. When you can get to a place where you can accept that and live in that and only that, you can stay there easily. But the moment that you think you need to improve in some way, that you need to be better in XYZ way, that's because you put yourself back in the story. You put yourself back in a world that could not exist, that truly cannot exist. So the moment you cast yourself into that, you're already at a disadvantage because you're in an unfair world that should never exist because it can't. You gotta remember there's no test. You are loved. Peace.